Okay, guys, bring it in. This is great. This is a fun one to play with because it doesn't take much energy, and there's a lot of options. Okay. I'm just gonna hook right into here. I'm gonna take this ankle on this side, and I'm gonna pull it to his butt. And now I load. I'm gonna straighten this leg and I'm gonna load him up on my hip like this, okay? And I'm driving him. Once he hits this position, I'm gonna lock halfway in his butt, okay? I don't wanna be up here or anything. I'm going right here and I'm locking just half of his body, okay? In this position, in a fight, I can hit the guy, this is like a checkmate. And he's gonna be wiggling, trying to get out. In that time, there's all sorts of submissions I can do in here, right? I can let go and I can go to this calf slicer for those that know that kind of stuff, right? I can go to all these attacks on the crotch, heel hooks. He reaches over, grabs my hand. I can go underneath here and take the twister. He can try to kick back that way and I just take the rear naked choke, right? And start going. And I've got him locked in, so he has to do some sort of struggle. This is a figure 4, and I'm halfway just isolating his one butt cheek and his one leg. This one's free to kick around and get himself in trouble, right? So that's one. Again, I'm straightening this leg and I'm pulling him up like I'm loading a boat, right? I'm pulling him up, cinching him into my hip until he pops over, and I'm under control in this position. So I'm here again, I'm here, and I'm just straightening. As soon as I hit, boom, figure 4, and now I can start working. In a fight, I'm gonna beat this guy up a little bit so it gives me the neck. He's gonna squirm out that way, try to get his head away. Right, he goes that way, I can choke. I can put this hand behind, I've got my twister, right? He can try to scoot his head that way, in the other direction, like that. Now I've got my leg attacks, right? We've got different levels in here, so you can play with that a little bit if you're a little more advanced. But the more important thing is understand how to control him. Leg in, short hook, ankle, drive, straighten, trap, boom. Just like this. Okay? We're gonna go to a nice transition for the logical decision he's gonna make next that I didn't show you right after this. So let's get this down quickly if you want. 1, 2, 3. You got the whole Watt series. Did I show that one on?
Which one? Yeah, you did that one a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It's never caught on me.
That's the one move I'll tell her right before I'm going to do it. I said, I'm going to get you in the Watt series every time. I go through the whole series on this poor girl. She's a sucker for the Watt. Hey, it's funny because I learned this series last time I went to Hawaii, or 2 years ago I went to Hawaii. I went to Costco, and Adam Watts, really good jiu-jitsu guy, he comes up to me. We were right out of the airport, and he's like, "Hey man, we met a long time ago." He goes, "I'm Watts, blah blah," and so we exchanged numbers and we trained every day. When I was there, we trained every single day, and he showed me this series, and then I added on to it. But he's legit. I think he won a world championship too. But we met at Costco. It was like, went for it. Yeah.
So when they're here, can you just shoot your leg in right away? Like, are you fast with it? Because I'm usually like kind of coordinated with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways. You break her down, so you get her to her belly. There's a lot of ways to find that leg in.
Okay.
Right, you can do it.
And then you always go leg first, or do you kind of like go get the hand position and then?
And you can control the wrist, whatever you can do. There's things like this. Watch, you can do a wrist ride, and you can break the hip down, and he comes back up. You throw the leg in here, or you throw it to the other side. You can, be on bottom. Right, you can just step over and throw the leg in here. Now they come up. Right, and I'm here. There's a lot of ways to set it up. So just just know that's the position you want, and then find ways to get there. Same position. This next position, I love this position. I got high-level guys with this all the time, and it's unique, right? So short hook here, or he rolls, whatever. We're gonna end in that half lockdown on the butt cheek here. And don't get here with your lock. You're going right into a banana split situation. I want the lockdown on half of his butt cheek, so he's got to wiggle his body out, okay? Now, this guy is gonna feel stuck. I'm trying to get these positions. He's doing pretty good. He's gonna try to find the path of least resistance. So this time, he's gonna get some momentum and get his back on the mat on the other side. So he's gonna start moving this way and start going to this side, which opens this up. So watch what I do here when he does that. This is really common. He moves over to this side. As he does that, I take this hand that would be choking him and I go deep on the armpit and I just move my hip to the side. And now I'm in another control position. This arm has to be really tight. Okay, this is tight. And now I've got the same idea as before. Kick and scoop. Kick, scoop. I've got a neck crank. I can go further to the elbow and submit him there. Or bring my knee all the way up to his elbow and take his back again. Right here. Okay? Like, again, guys, there's different levels in here. If you want to work on the first couple, that's a lot of moves. All right? Master a couple things before you move on. But you should be able to play with this. And this class is not about the submissions. It's about keeping them in checkmate. Right? Let's go. Keep the arm in. Keep them uncomfortable. So might as well keep this while you do all that transitioning. Okay. Right there. Okay. With all now he's got to at least worry about. Okay. Now get your leg. Now if you want to let his head fall out, let it fall out. You get a full mount. Good.
Okay.
Okay, volunteers. Let's go. Introduce yourself. Freddie, come on in. And your partner. Caesar, Freddie. All right. Any of them. So just get the cross leg in, and I want one reaction to what he does. It doesn't have to end with a submission. Okay. Okay. Leg right. Okay. Go it in. Put her naked. Nice. Give a clap. Caesar, get one in. Leg in first. Good. Nice. Give a clap. All right. Who else? Let's go, guys. Let's get our crafty little vets in here. Introduce yourselves. That Paul. PP. We need one more P to get some money. PPP loan. There it is. Double. There it is. Nice. Right to the back. Boom. Give a clap.
You told me she couldn't go, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
I knew the camera's gonna be here.
Nice.
Look at that.
My mouth's too big, your hand's too small.
The mouth's too big for sure. That did make some sound. It sounded like a creaky old door open.
That's pretty accurate. Time! He's in the partner. Okay. Thanks. So sweet. Guys, last one.
That basically makes me a UFC Hall of Famer. Right?
Nasty submission. Nasty submission.
And a black belt, because I get his belt.
You can have all the money they gave me for that award.
Thank you.
Thank you. There's Coach.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you.
Good seeing you. Thank you. It's been a whole year.
First name again?
Freddie. I work at Cobalt. Thank you, Coach. Thanks, Josh. Christian.
That was
Good job today, brother.
all right.
Christian. Thanks for the class, Uriah.
Yeah, for the stuff. Thank you.
Fingers on the floor, they don't move from that position. Go ahead and flex your knee to your elbow. Alright. Let's get into 90-90. Now that we understand our cards, we get to extract the So, keep and memorize the position of that knee. Go ahead and extend straight up towards the ceiling. Now try to articulate from the hip capsule the rotation, not just through the ankle. Cool. Alright, 90-90. Right leg lead, left leg trail. Right leg is in the front, and your left leg in the back. You know what the angle is, look at your block. Hey, how's it going? I am Riley Zamora, and I am the mobility specialist here. I have my FRC mobility certification as well as my kin stretch certification. And I am also a coach here for strength training. And what we just got through was a class of 15-20 guys, and we were working on mobility from the capsule of the joint. So it's using the kin stretch systems, and what we do is we increase the athlete's internal and external rotation, creating greater range of motion, so that, i.e., they don't go into a Kimura and get their shit torn, or an Americana, and they have a little bit of space that we created through this system so they can stave off a potential injury and maybe get an exit plan for a moment or two because they have that space.
And then you have what? Forearm block, okay? So we'll go hands on the shoulders first. I want a good measure stick, hands on the shoulders. Okay, we'll try this a couple times, he shoots. Okay, now let's go down block, he shoots a little bit harder. Now notice I'm not sprawling super hard on him. We're being controlled, right? I don't want to just like, take a good shot, but don't try to overshoot and be at that part. One more time, go down block, boom. Okay, and we start again. Now I go forearm block. Boom. Get on the head. Okay, forearm block. Get on the head. Make sense, guys? You have to be able to wrestle. Fights start on the feet. That's street fights, MMA fights, alleyway fights. All right? It's not like, pass my guard, fool, pass my guard. You gotta be able to do something from standing position. Okay, that's takedowns, defend takedowns, and be able to wrestle a little bit. All right, let's go, 1, 2, 3. We spend a couple minutes on this.
What's up, everyone? My name is Chris Holdsworth. I've been a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt for over 10 years. I have some experience in the mixed martial arts world, and today I'm teaching a submission grappling class here at Ultimate Fitness. And I wanted to do a little something different today. A lot of times we do a lot of ground techniques, but I think it's important to mix things up and show the students some wrestling, because wrestling is super important when it comes to grappling. And you got to be able to mix up the both arts and use your wrestling to get on top and keep good position. So I think what makes our team here at Team Alpha Male a little different than other teams is we attract a lot of like-minded individuals, and we're like a co-op or a community of martial arts nerds. We all bring something different to the table, if that's wrestling, or if that's striking or kickboxing or jiu-jitsu. We all try to help each other and blend all of our styles together and figure out what works and what doesn't. Yeah, it's awesome having high-level UFC fighters here in the gym every day. It makes me as a coach and instructor having to always step my game up and bring something new or bring something exciting to show the guys, because fundamentals and basics is what wins fights and what gets you good at certain martial arts. But at the same time, it makes me as a coach bring the bar up a little bit higher, because I'm surrounded by former UFC champs, guys that are fighting at the highest level. So it's cool. We all try to feed off of that, and when we win, the whole team wins. When we lose, the whole team loses, and we try to learn off of those losses. And the cool thing about all these guys fighting at that high level is we can kind of build and brainstorm together and figure out what happened, what went right, what went wrong, and get better from it.
Okay, we want to keep that shin angle pretty much vertical as possible. All right, so everything in our torso is tall. We drop straight down, drive up nice and crisp. So we'll go 5 of those, then switch. Okay, strong back foot off the ground. All right, so 10 of those split drops, and we go right into 5 broad jumps on the turf.
Do you want any rest in between the two?
Yep, after your broad jumps, take like a full minute rest. Because I want you guys, I did this yesterday. I'm not the strongest guy in the room by any means. I know I do this, the weightlifting stuff is my thing, but I'm by no means the strongest guy. I got the 100-pound dumbbell, and I could do 5 or 6 each leg. So if I fought, I'd probably be bantamweight, to be realistic. So level up, get that big a dumbbell as you can. We want to bring you guys over there because the 50's not going to be big enough for some of you guys.
I feel like you're calling me out.
Hey, get big, baby. Get big, all right? Let's head over there. 5 good rounds. How's it going? My name's Darren Drabin, and I'm a strength and conditioning coach here at Urijah Faber's Ultimate Fitness. I'm lucky enough I get a chance to work with some of the guys on Team Alpha Male. And today we put them through just kind of a maintenance strength and conditioning workout. They're on a maintenance plan, so the goal is to keep these guys strong, mobile, and durable as well. And so today we had them start with a dynamic warm-up, put them through some mobility work, and then they started to create some intensity where we had them doing deadlifts, sets of 2, and then we like to finish them off with something athletic. So they were doing some split lunges and some broad jumps, and it's pretty cool to see what these guys can do on the strength and conditioning side when they really put some focus and effort into the session. I would say it's extremely important. It's their fighting skills is going to be of most importance, but really they can get a chance to add another tool to their belt. Just being physical all out. If I was going to be locked in a cage, I'd want to be as physical as possible. So we want to keep these guys sharp, explosive, strong, and then durable as well because of how much they beat themselves up in their skill practices.
I appreciate that. I don't get recognized enough. I feel like I'm a pretty clear, I'm at least in the top 3. I'm like a pretty clear fucking, like, shoe-in for best tattoo, but I don't ever get nominated. Almost never, dude. Always what happens is they'll be like, who has the best tattoos in MMA? And then there'll be like 5 of like the people you see a lot of. And then like one guy in the comments will be like, Tattoo Philly has good tattoos too. Like one guy, and I always go through and like his comment, like, thanks, brother. Thanks for fighting the good fight. My coaches are paying these guys like $4 a takedown and $5 a submission. So
this is a focused spar for Philly, and we are helping him to get in shape for his next fight. So it's everybody here like together and focusing on his sparring session. That's good.
Or move laterally.
Thank you. Okay. Go. Go. I thought you were going to put the hand out, and I chopped that hand before you.
You're doing great. The movement's great. It's just you're stopping.
Yeah.
It's just you're stopping.
Yes, sir.
Everything's technically you're stopping. Keep those frames.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm trying to be better about a neutral mentality, you know? Not focus on the positives too much, not focus on the negatives too much. Take the experience for what it is. Something I've been guilty of before, you know? Even if I have the best sparring rounds of my life, I'm gonna be critical, you know? 2 weeks ago, I had really shitty sparring rounds and was obviously super critical. This week I had a little bit of a mixed bag. Some things I liked, some things I didn't, but I'm just, both are learning, you know? Both are learning experiences, like adjustments to be made. So 2 more weeks, we'll get back in the cage, spar again, make the adjustments, keep winning, and keep rocking, man. I'm thankful to have my teammates. I'm thankful to have my coaches more than anything. It's a blessing to be able to get in the cage and do what you fucking love. Just eye on the prize. I'm 5 weeks out, so eye on the prize. Take the good with the bad. Faber always says water off a duck's back. Like, you just gotta let it roll off, man. You have the best night of your life and the worst night of your life. Like, you don't get too high with the highs, you don't get too low with the lows. That's the secret, you know? So we're doing it. I'm excited. I'm refocused these last year, so like, just excited to do what I love to do. So some people get to go their whole life. Some people go their whole lives, never get to do what they love, and I get to do what I love. So I'm very fortunate and very thankful, very excited.
My name is Donnie Ortego. I live here in the Sacramento area. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been living out here for 9 years now. I'm a brown belt under Fabio Prado, and I train under the Team Alpha banner. And I started training martial arts, basically, I was wrestling in high school. I was 14 years old, and I'm gonna be 32 soon, so I got about 18 years. Started training jiu-jitsu about 9 years ago, almost 9 years ago. Have a couple of MMA fights. You know, just been training for a long time, and been training with Fabio my whole career. So he's really helped me come a long way. Dude, it's awesome because Fabio's a big name in the sport, and just the fact that having a guy, one of the best coaches, he's literally the best coach. He can teach MMA jiu-jitsu, sport jiu-jitsu, self-defense, and if you want to surf, he can teach you how to surf too. But he's very well-rounded in that, and he really just, he gives you techniques, but it's really on you to get out of those situations and learn it. But he really helps you precisely on your game. So competing wise, I'm actually competing next week at a show locally here in Sacramento called Arte Suave. I actually won my last fight in overtime, and so I'm competing on a last minute. That's the only thing I got lined up right now. I would love to get back on EBI. Polaris would be something cool in my future. You know, that's a card I've always wanted to get on. So those are all what I have lined up and aspire to line up in. The best thing about practicing jiu-jitsu, there's so many ways, but I just love the camaraderie. The camaraderie in this sport is just, it's like another family. You just build relationships with people better, you know, versus going to a social gathering and then trying to meet people. I mean, we're choking each other out and simulating violence on each other, and we're slapping hands at the end of the night. And so it's just, that's what I love about it, is the camaraderie. I mean, the techniques are cool, the competitions, the seminars, that's all great too. I like those things too, but I really enjoy the camaraderie with jiu-jitsu. I mean, I know MMA, it has that as well in wrestling. So the Team Alpha banner, I mean, it's awesome. You know, you get to cross-train with big names. Like, I normally train at the one in Dixon, but I'll cross-train here, and then just seeing guys like Andre Feely, Darren Elkins, seeing Faber here, Clay Guida, you know, and just we're all kind of under that same banner. It's cool, you know, you get to see that, and being affiliated with that, it definitely helps you being more marketable. You know, so it's pretty cool, especially when they come train with you and you're at your school, and it's like, oh man, it helps put your school on the map in a way. So it's cool cross-training with guys like that, because you also learn things on a high level. You learn that high level professionalism in training.
I was wrestling before I decided to switch over to mixed martial arts full time. I made the world team in 2016, was having some pretty good success, and you know, I still was just living paycheck to paycheck. Our monthly stipend there was like $1,000 a month, and you know, you can't really live off of that. So, you know, I had to evaluate some things and see how I could use that skill set that I had been developing for so many years to actually make a good, comfortable living. So wrestling and MMA kind of go hand in hand. I talked to a few people. I checked out a couple gyms. Ran into Urijah Faber actually at the Ronda Rousey and Amanda Nunes card, and he was super cool and welcoming. So I came out here and checked out the gym. compared it to a few other gyms that I checked out, and realized that the gym is kind of one of a kind. They have everything underneath one roof, and decided to make the full-time change and come up here and join the team. Yeah, you know, honestly, that was a big selling point for me, especially coming from that wrestling background. I feel like it's kind of similar in the sense where usually you have a ton of athletes and a very limited amount of coaches. So a lot of the times when you're getting better, you're actually learning more from your training partners than your coaches, just because your coaches aren't going to have enough time to dedicate to each and every individual on a day-to-day basis. So when I came out here and I saw the depth that they had around my weight class, you know, from featherweight to welterweight to even a handful of really good lightweights, and then that on top of the fact that they had some really good experienced coaches, you know, who actually participate in the sport themselves and had just been involved and around it for so long, it was just kind of like the perfect culmination, I felt, for me to get the growth that I needed to be successful. The hardest thing I'd probably say is for me has always just been getting fights. Even before the pandemic hit, it was kind of tough getting opponents to be willing to go in there with me, which I totally get. But the pandemic definitely complicated things a little bit more. Promotions were a little bit more conservative and a little more cautious, you know, for a multitude of reasons. Obviously the virus is going on, and you know, that's super unfortunate. And then you also got to deal with the public image of proceeding with live sporting events, you know, during the height of a pandemic. So you don't want that backlash on top of everything else that was going on. But I was lucky enough to fight right before the pandemic kind of hit. And then I've also been fortunate enough that once we picked back up, I got thrown on the first card too. So I've been lucky in that sense, I guess, compared to a lot of other athletes. So I'm fighting Roger Huerta April 2nd, like you said. He's a veteran, he's got a ton of experience. It's funny because for this fight, I was actually asking for him, or I've been asking for him for about 4 or 5 months. And they kept telling me no, they kept throwing out other names, I kept accepting. Guys kept turning fights down. And then I think finally they got tired of people saying no, and you know, they asked Roger, and being the veteran that he is, you know, he stepped up and he took the fight, and I got what I want. So, you know, I'm looking forward to going in there and showing I'm right there on that same caliber or better. Pretty much I fought all of my professional career outside of one fight with Bellator. They've been super good to me from day one. You know, nothing but good vibes and appreciation for them. Stand-up organization, everything's smooth, it's kind of effortless. Actually just renegotiated and re-signed a 4-fight deal with them that I'm super excited for. So hopefully by the end of that fight I'll be right there in the title mix. But yeah, no, they've been great.
So if you want to do 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5 rounds, 6 rounds, some guys do more than that. We suggest, you know, off season 6, in season, you know, in a fight camp, maybe 3, maybe 4, depending on who you're going with and how your body feels. All right, so be your own gauge. All right, shadow boxing. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yo, what's up guys? I'm Ricardo Ramos, featherweight UFC fighter. I'm from Brazil, and today we just did a really hard spar, 5 rounds spar for me, and I'm fucking tired right now, and really good session today. So how long I'm training Alpha Males? Back and forth about 4 years, or maybe a little bit more or less. I don't know exactly, but yeah, it's been about 4 years. Being part of the team is like really good for me. I really learn every day right here. We have wrestlers, jiu-jitsu fighters, great strikers from all over the world, and I like to share everything, every moment that I can, share something from my you know, so my acknowledgement for the guys here, and always sharing with each other, like I'm from jiu-jitsu, I like striking, I like tricks, so we are always helping each other, and that's what makes this place so good, you know. And that was hard to come back to US because coronavirus and get my visa and everything. And now that I'm here, I'm really enjoy and appreciate every moment, and really learning every single moment here with everybody. So what's next in UFC? So I just got my fight canceled. Zubair Tukhugov, he told he injured his knee in the last moment of the fight and of the training camp, and to be honest, I don't really know, but I'm focused and be on the UFC on April 17 card. That would be good for me because Andre Fili, Alex Munoz from the team, Alpha Male, they're gonna be there, so would be great for me to be part of this card and fighting with my brothers' army together, you know, in the same war. What's my thought about featherweight division? It's a really hard division, but I know I can get in the belt. That's my focus, be the champion. I know I have everything I need to be the champion. It's all about get the right way, get back to the you know, to the highway of getting in the belt. And I know there's so many good talents, good fighters, like tough guys, and I know my way will be hard to get there, but that's what makes this so much fun. And I hope I can be able to get these fights, to get these opportunities, and just show all my talent, my like my training and everything that I'm working on to be there. I just need opportunities, need to be with these guys here and get there, and then I will make everything happen.
My name is Dwight Joseph, originally from Liberia, West Africa. I moved here to Sacramento a little over 5 years ago to join the team Alpha Male, and you know, been trucking along since then, staying busy, staying active, and staying ready for a fight. Before I moved there, I searched several camps, and you know, fighting at 135, I saw that this gym had a lot of guys within my weight class that was at the top of the UFC roster. And you know, ever since I came, man, it's just been, you know, the level was just, you know, up here, and you know, just having all these different guys with different skill sets, different talents to work with is a blessing. Yeah, the Contender Series was great, man. Like, you know, when my manager called me and told me that I was on there, it was exciting. You know, I had some weeks to prepare. Going out there at the UFC PI and you know, meeting guys like Francis Ngannou and stuff like that was great. You know, so I went out there. I had a tough fight, came out on top, but I didn't get the contract that night. So you know, it was just it was kind of a learning experience. You know, trying to put it all together, so the next time I'm out there, you know, I can do what I need to do.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And I was looking at your record as well. Didn't you have a fight stopped because of a lightning storm?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that, man.
That fight was crazy. So it was held at a baseball stadium. So it was an outdoor fight. And before I even got out there, it had rained, and you know, like, so the canvas was wet as hell. And so we went out there slugging it out. And at the end of the second round, it started raining again. And so I was fighting in the rain. I never did anything like that. And there was lightning and thunder, and then they had to stop it. And you know, initially I think the judges got confused because it was a title fight, so they thought it was a 3-round fight. So they awarded me the winner. And when I went backstage, the commission kind of figured it out, and they realized that it was you know, the fight hadn't gone halfway yet. So they came back and you know, told me that it was a no contest. I fought a tough opponent that night, William Joplin, rest in peace, he passed away from cancer. But yeah, it was a crazy night. So I don't have anything lined up right now. I'm talking with my manager. We're trying to set a few things up. He's telling me to stay ready. He's been talking to the UFC. So right now it's just staying in here, staying ready. So, you know, once I get that call, I can be ready to, you know, make the weight, make the fight.
All right, guys. Hey, great job today. Get your recovery in, get your extra work in. Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's go.
Okay, guys, we got Max. Max headed out.
Hey, get here, man.
Slav on the pocket. Hey, let's fight.
Hey, let's get Max first. Max on 3. 1, 2, 3, Max! Woo! Let's go.
We'll get Slava later. Champs.
Let's go, champs on 3.
Right.
1, 2, 3, champs!
Good job, guys.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on now.